All the information shared in this video is available on the public platform. Nothing is discussed here which may breach the confidentiality of our armed forces. Defense Detective respects our defense forces and works only on the information that is available for public use.
Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Defense Detective Global. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the submarine fleet of the Indian Navy. The latest submarine inducted in this fleet is INS VAGIR, which was commissioned on 23rd January this year. We are going to give you complete information about INS VAGIR. We are also going to tell you where does India stand in front of China's submarine fleet, how the submarine fleet of Indian Navy is going to get a boost in future, and the biggest question, why is it very important to expand the submarine fleet in Indian Navy? Let's first talk about the new submarine INS VAGIR. INS VAGIR has been commissioned in the Indian Navy. It is a diesel-electric attack submarine and is the fifth submarine of the first batch of 6 Kalvari-class submarines of the Indian Navy. All these submarines have been built under Project 75I. Prior to INS VAGIR, INS Kalvari, INS Khanderi, INS Karanj and INS Vela have been commissioned in Indian Navy, while the sixth and the last submarine INS VAGIR is currently under construction. It is expected to be commissioned next year, that is in 2024. INS VAGIR was ordered in the year 2005 and is built by Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders. It was launched on 12th November 2020 and started its sea trials on 2nd February 2022. It was commissioned in the Indian Navy on January 23 this year after undergoing different sea trials for almost an year. It is based on the Scorpion class submarine and is designated as Kalvari class in India. Talking about its characteristics, if we talk about the displacement, it is 1,615 tons on the surface of the sea and 1,775 tons while it is submerged. Its length is 221 feet, width is 20 feet and height is 40 feet. Now coming to its propulsion system, it is powered by 4 German MTU-12V396 SE84 diesel engines. This gives INS VAGIR a surface speed of 20 km per hour and submerged speed of 37 km per hour. Its range is 12,000 km on the surface of the sea, whereas it is 1,020 km when it is submerged. The endurance of INS VAGIR, that is the duration it can stay in the sea, is continuously for 50 days. It can go underwater up to a depth of 350 meters. INS VAGIR can accommodate 8 officers and 35 sailors. If we talk about its electronic warfare and decoys, then it is equipped with C-303S anti-torpedo countermeasure system by Leonardo Finmeccanica, which is an Italian company. This system is designed to counter the attacks of torpedoes launched by the enemy. Its eco-structure is identical to the real target, that is submarine. This helps in deceiving enemy's torpedoes. There's no concrete information exactly how many of them are installed in INS VAGIR, as they are installed as per the requirement. But if we talk about the standard configuration, then its 2 modules are installed in a submarine. Each module has 12 barrels, which can counter 6 torpedoes. It means that if INS VAGIR has 2 modules, then it can engage 12 torpedoes. Now coming to its armament. It has 6 into 533mm torpedo tubes through which 18 SUT, that is surface and underwater target torpedoes, can be fired. These are German torpedoes with a range of 28 km at a speed of 33 km per hour and 15 km at a speed of 65 km per hour, or an equal number of SM-39 Exocet anti-ship missiles can be fired. The Exocet is built by MBDA, a European missile company. It is an all-weather anti-ship missile with a range of 50 km. The missile can be launched from extreme depths, which makes it suitable for discrete submarine operations. Earlier, the Black Shark heavyweight torpedoes were to be bought for the Kalvari class submarines from the Italian company Leonardo, which was formerly known as Finmeccanica. But it was banned due to a bribery case related to a helicopter contract in 2010 with the Indian government. But it is not much of a concern now, as India has developed its own heavyweight torpedo named Varunastra. So in future, these submarines will be equipped with Varunastra torpedoes. Apart from this, they will soon be equipped by indigenous fuel cell technology based AIP, that is Air Independent Propulsion System, developed by DRDO. But the bigger question is that why do we need to expand the submarine fleet in our navy? Because if we do not boost our submarine fleet, then it may pose a difficulty in the near future. We have reiterated many a times in our videos that there is an urgent need to expand the submarine fleet of the Indian Navy because our biggest threat is from China. Though work is being done in this direction, but we think that there is a need to speed it up. Because if there is a war with China, then the situation will not be the same as it was in 1962. At that time, only our army had fought China, but this time, all our three forces will give a befitting reply to it. Now let's find the answer to the question that where do our submarine fleets stand in comparison to China and Pakistan, and why China can prove to be the biggest threat. The Indian Navy presently has a total of 18 submarines. Pakistan has a total of 8 submarines, including 3 mini submarines, while the Chinese Navy has 78 submarines as of now. If we analyze India's submarine fleet, then there are 2 nuclear ballistic missile submarines, INS Arihant and INS Arighat, which are indigenously developed by India. There are 16 attack submarines, out of which 5 are of the Kalvari class, and the 6th one, that is INR VAGIR, will be commissioned next year. They have been built in India in collaboration with France. There are 4 submarines of the Shishumar class, which have been built jointly with Germany, and 7 submarines are of the Sindhu Ghosh class, which have been built in collaboration with Russia. On the other hand, if we talk about China, then out of 78 submarines of China, 8 are ballistic missile submarines, 12 are nuclear attack submarines, and 58 are conventional diesel-electric submarines. China is fast expanding its naval presence and it is much ahead of us in terms of submarines. Moreover, it is also continuously working on new submarines. In sharp contrast, presently, India cannot match the fast pace at which the Chinese Navy is expanding its fleet. In fact, we are much behind China in this matter. Let's see what India and China are doing to expand their submarine fleet in near future. First of all, let's talk about India. 2 nuclear-powered submarines of Arihant class are under construction. Their code name is S4. One has been launched and fitting out is underway, whereas the other one is under construction. The sea trials of the diesel-electric attack submarine named INS VAGIR are going on and it will be commissioned by next year. If we talk about the submarines that are planned, then 10 nuclear submarines are to be built. The project of S5 class submarine has been approved. 3 ballistic missile submarines are to be built under this $1.3 billion project. Moreover, a clearance to build 6 submarines under Project 75 Alpha has been received from the Cabinet Committee on Security. It was received in the year 2015. These are attack submarines costing about $15 billion. A submarine of Akula class is also planned. It is also an attack submarine. A $3 billion deal has been signed with Russia in March 2019. It will be taken on lease and is expected to be commissioned by the year 2025. Apart from this, 6 diesel-electric submarines are also planned in Project 75I, but the project has suffered delays repeatedly. It's a 15-year-old project. In the year 2020, the government had approved 43,000 crore rupees for this project. But the kind of demands that were put forward in regard to the design, operational parameters, and timeline restrictions, leading submarine builders have declined to participate in the project. The vendors opted out, saying that unrealistic requirements have been demanded which are impossible to fulfill. So we can say that this project is almost scrapped and other way outs are being looked for. Though overall there's a progress in strengthening the Indian Navy, many ships have been inducted in the last 8 years, but we are still way behind China. But that does not mean that we'll be left behind in the event of a war. If we talk about China, then it has to deploy its forces on a much bigger front than ours. It has to take care of its seas, from East China Sea to South China Sea. And most importantly, it is having a tussle with the United States. Apart from this, its confrontation with the navies of so many countries continue in both the areas. Whereas if we look at India, there are only 2 fronts. On one side it's Pakistan and on the other side China. Moreover, the sea border with China is not straight and there are many countries in between. Apart from this, our strategic location is very strong because of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This means that it is necessary for China to expand its submarine fleet and overall navy as it has conflicts with so many countries. whereas we do not have any other conflicts than China and Pakistan. If we look at the numbers, then China has a much bigger navy and a much bigger submarine fleet than India. But does it mean that the Indian Navy is weaker than the Chinese Navy? Then the answer is no. Because the Chinese Navy may have more ships, but their experience of operating ships and war is less. Indian Navy has vast experience in operating aircraft carriers, submarines and ships. Moreover, our Navy also has the experience of real battlefield as we have fought many wars. And in event of a war, experience comes in handy. But this does not mean that we stop modernizing our forces and equipping them with more weapons. Friends, if you like this video, then please like and share it. And those who are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get information about our latest videos. See you soon with another video. Till then, goodbye. Jai Hind.